Sorry I took your time, but everything is for a reason. Everybody's here today, yes? Shalom Aleichem, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all here today. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we're starting another amazing class of Pirkei Avot. Now, it says Yoshua ben Pirachia, V'nitai ha'arbeli kiblu mehem. Yoshua ben Pirachia and Nitai ha'arbeli, they accepted from the previous rabbis. Yoshua ben Pirachia said, Aseh lecha rav, make yourself a rabbi, ukne lecha chaver, and buy yourself a friend. What does that mean, make yourself a rabbi and buy yourself a friend? When it comes to a rabbi, you have to make yourself. You have to choose which one is good for keeping halachot. But if you want to learn Gemara, it's okay to have up to 20 or even 30 rabbis. Why? Because Gemara, every rabbi understands with his own capacity of understanding. So therefore, you can't stick with one rabbi because you need to be abroad. You have to be open-minded and understand different scenarios, different cases. So therefore, you have to learn Gemara from many rabbis. It's okay. But when it comes to halacha, you have to learn halacha from one rabbi to do what is right and what is wrong. But it says, make yourself a rabbi for free. But when it says, ukne lecha chaver, buy yourself a friend. Why? To teach you Torah. When you have chavruta, it's okay if you pay him. Why? Because he's going to teach you Torah. He's going to make you understand laws, understand. And we know a lot of chavrutas. People, there are some people who sit and learn all day. Some people who work. At night, he goes and he pays to the guy who learns all day some money. And he teaches him Torah. That is no one thing. And that is a friend who gives him olam haba. But still, no matter what you do, let's say you pick this rabbi, he picks that rabbi. You pick this friend, he picked that friend. You buy this friend, he got for free that friend. Still, judge everyone favorably. Judge every person according to benefit of the doubt. And you know what? You will never lose on that. Because there's always two sides to look. And when you judge everyone favorably, you get zechut for that. Next Mishnah. Mishnah Zayin. Nitai ha'arbeli omer. Nitai ha'arbeli used to say, Harechek mishachen ra. Run away from the bad neighbor. This bad neighbor could be at work. This bad neighbor could be where you live. And this bad neighbor could be in the shul. You pray, he sits right in front of you and talking. Bad neighbor. Sit on the different seat. Harchek mishachen la. Run away from bad neighbor. Ve'al titchaber la rasha. Don't attach yourself with rasha. What does that mean? It means if somebody is making wrong things, he plays with people's lives, he lies to people. Let's say he's rasha. He doesn't care about Torah, doesn't care about mitzvot. Like these people, even though at the moment could be he's a very rich guy, still stay away from him. Why? Because the next piece of the Pirkei Avot is explaining the reason. The next piece of the Pirkei Avot is explaining the reason, saying, V'al tityaesh mina pur anut. Do not give up from the punishment. What does that mean, do not give up from the punishment? You are attaching yourself with this evil guy, thinking he's going to be always okay, but you don't understand. He's Rasha. He has moment of punishment. You are touching yourself with him. When he's going to get punished, you're also going to get punished. So therefore, stay away from evil person. Somebody's bad person, evil, stay away from him. One day, Chafetz Chaim, when he was explaining what means V'al tityaesh min hapuranut, you should know there is a day of payment. Whatever person does, in the end of the day, he has to pay for it. Person is tzaddik, he's gonna get reward as a tzaddik. Person is rasha, he's going to get punishment as rasha. So what happened? There was a rich guy. He was a landlord, and he gave apartments to rent to people. Suddenly, one of his tenants lost her husband. Tenants lost her husband, so she is now woman without husband. Hello? I'll get back to you. Go to the link, enjoy the show, you're gonna like it. So this lady without husband is widow. So she's a widow and she cannot pay for the rent. She cannot pay for the rent. What he did, he came once, he came twice, he came 3 times. She says, crying, she says, I don't have money. What do you want me to pay? He says, you want to play games? No problem. He goes on the roof and he takes away the shifil. You know, the covering from the rain? Basically, it takes the roof away. Next day, you know, Siberia is cold. It's colder than Sovietsky Soyuz than America. Siberia, strong rain, blizzard, everything on the heads of the kids. So she was forced to take her orphans and go out of the house. She went out of the house and she went to sleep in one of the caves. Chafetz Chaim came and he saw this guy being such a rasha. Chafetz Chaim said, no problem. You're doing that? A day will come, you'll pay for this. And Chafetz Chaim says, 10 years later, in the city appeared crazy dog. Crazy dog appeared. Suddenly, dog comes and out of everybody bites this guy. This guy suffers. They take him home. Now those days there's no hospitals. They took him home, they tried to cure him, but it didn't work. What happened in the end? He suffered. His whole body got rusted. Worms from inside, they were eating his body. He had so much germs. Nobody wanted to bury him. Eventually, after so much suffering and pain, he was buried. Chafetz Chaim said, Baruch Hashem, I saw a rasha being punished. Of course, we can't ask for anybody to be punished, this, that, but what I'm trying to explain to you, if you're doing something right, in the end of the day, there's a reward waiting for you. But if chas v'shalom, you're doing something wrong, especially you're doing stuff against the Torah, not good. Okay, and Baruch Hashem, I'll tell you, knowing people in America, I'll tell you proudly, we don't have Rosh Hashanah today's days. You have no idea how much people help each other these days, how much people support each other these days. You have so many good people. Baruch Hashem, we're proud, we're surrounded with good people everywhere. And Hashem should help us to continue growing in Torah, Mitzvot, Ma'asim Tovim, helping and supporting each other. Mishnah Chet, Yehuda ben Tabai ושמעון ben Shatach קיבלו מהם. Yehuda ben Tabai and Shimon ben Shatach accepted Torah from Nitai Ha'arbeli. Yehuda ben Tabai Omer. Yehuda ben Tabai used to say, Al ta'as atzmecha ke'orchei hadayanim. When it comes to supporting point, decision point, maaser, when it comes to giving somebody tzedakah, helping with somebody, sharing money about in a business between you and your partner. All this, you have to do proper calculation. Some people say, no, he came 5 minutes late, I'm allowed to keep 20%, I'm allowed to keep 10%, I'm allowed to keep extra 5%. That's wrong. You're making decisions as a judge, but you're stealing. So therefore, Torah says, do not make yourself like a judge. Don't make yourself like a lawyer either. And when you are a judge, when you have to judge among two people, let's say you really Dayan, okay? You judge, and two people came to you for question, or they have arguments. In both of them, in your eyes, either one religious, one is not religious, they both should be like Rashaim in your eyes, sinners. You should not look at favoritism to anybody. You have to be fair. They have to be in your eyes as if they're Rashaim. But after you made a judgment, you said you owe him money, so pay him his money. You're right and you're wrong. They both said, okay, they left. They both agreed with you, they left. In your eyes, both of them should be tzaddikim. How can they be tzaddikim? One stole money from another one. You see, he's Rasha. Gemara says no. He accepted on himself his mistake and he said, I'll pay back. He got the rule on himself. Yes, he's tzaddik now. Look at him as a tzaddik. Because he got on himself the judgment. Next Mishnah. Mishnah Tet. I know I'm just going briefly, but in the end, of course, we're going to talk about some stories about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai today. You're going to have fun. Shimon ben Shatach Omer. Shimon ben Shatach used to say, Have marbe lachkor et ha'edim. When you want to make judgment, when you're listening to the testimony of the witnesses, you have to dig in them. You have to make sure you're going back and forth with the questions to see if they are really witnesses or they heard from someone. If they heard testimony from someone and they want to try to say the testimony, that's not going to help. I think that was by Gaon Mevilna, if I'm not mistaken. There was a guy, he came to the town, and he came to get married. He was alone. He came, the girl liked him, parents liked him, religious, nice guy. He got married. You know, in Russia, there was no such thing. 6 months go out, 1 year go out, in 3 years we'll decide. So what happened is, they went out 2 times, the third time they got married. So the whole thing took place within a month. Family doesn't know him well. Wife doesn't know him well. On the third night of the Sheva Brachot, he disappeared. Nobody can find him. On the third night of the Sheva Brachot, he disappeared. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. He's not there. And now family is worried. What happened? Where is he? Suddenly, after like 5 years, he appears. He appears, comes to the family, says, hey, where's my wife? The father-in-law says, who are you? He says, I'm your domot. You don't recognize me? He says, no, I don't recognize you. He says, what are you talking about? I got married to Yafa, your daughter. What happened? Why you don't know me? You Ma'amak, Michael, your wife Sarah, your daughter Yafa, I married her. You have son Yaakov. Come on, what happened to you? Father-in-law says, listen, I remember my daughter married, but I don't remember that was you. He says, no, it's me. What happened now? Father-in-law doesn't remember, but he says all the facts straight. Then they said to the girl, to the daughter, go try to go out with him, speak to him. Is he here or no? Find out some secrets you told him. So they went out. She said, where do we hide money? She said, where? Over there, over there. How much was there? This and this amount. Wow, you're right, you're right. How many days we lived together? 3 days. On the third day I had to leave. Remember, it was Wednesday. Everything he knows, everything. What's your father's mother's name? My father's mother's name, so and so. He knows everything. What happens now? She says he knows all the facts, but I don't think it's him. The only way who can find out, they came to Gaon Mevilna. They said, Gaon, please help us to find out, is this him or no? So Gaon Mevilna said, bring him to me, I'll find out right away. Friday night, he came to Shul. Gaon Mevilna said, come over here. Is this the Shul that we prayed? He said, yes. He says, go find the Shul, go find the place where you were sitting near your amak. Go. He's stuck there, tries to find the place. He says, I don't remember. Gaon Mevilna said, no, go find the place where you were sitting before. What happens? He doesn't go anywhere. Gaon Mevilna said, come to my Beit Din, you're a liar. I'm going to put cherem on you. I'm going to put excommunication because that's not your wife and you lied. After 2 days investigation, he admitted the whole truth. He's not the real Domot. He found the real Domot in different city. He got all the information out of him. And he came to this city and he tried to claim as if he was the son-in-law. But really, he was not the son-in-law. So therefore, this is what Pirkei Avot says. When you try to figure out the case and you're asking witnesses the questions, you have to be very digging to every detail from witnesses to make sure everything is correct. When you check them, when you ask them questions, be careful on your words. Maybe from your words, they'll learn to lie. For example, it was winter, but it was not snowing. And he says, no, tell me. Okay, you know there was no snow that day, but what else do you remember? Like, he gives information to him. That you're not allowed to do. This is asur to do, and when you are a judge, you have to be a real judge. When you're a lawyer, you have to be a real lawyer. You can't throw secrets and positives or negatives answers to a person. Mishnah Yud. Shemaya v'Avtalion kiblu mehem. Shemaya and Avtalion, they accepted Torah from the previous rabbis. Shemaya Omer, Shemaya said, Ehov et hamelacha, love the work, love the Torah learning, love the living with Torah, love tefillin, tzitzit, Shabbat, kashrut, no speaking lashon hara, speaking holy stuff, make brachot, do good stuff, keep Shabbat. Ohev et hamelacha, usna et harabanut, hate the pride, the overall. Let them call me rabbi. Let them call me president. Let them call me all this nonsense, waste of time. Usna et harabanut, va'al titvada larashut, and don't be so close to the government. When you're close to the government, problems happen. Don't be so close to the government. Mishnah Yud Aleph. Avtalion Omer. Avtalion used to say, Chachamim, hizaru b'divrechem. A Torah teachers, be careful with your words. Shema tachovu chovat galut. God forbid, if you will be too rough, too harsh with your students, God forbid, they will leave the Torah path and then you will have to go to exile. Like what happened with Rabbi Yeshua ben Parachia and the Yoshka. We got to be in Galut. ותגלו למקום מים הרעים. And we're going to go to galut in the dirty water. What means the dirty water? When you're a student who learned wrong, teaches wrong. That is drinking dirty water. Next generation, students will come and they'll be drinking the dirty water and they'll pass away. What happened in the end? Hashem's name got desecrated. So therefore, person should teach properly. When you teach somebody Torah, teach him not only always fear, Geinam, fire, shashlik, they'll make you out of you. No, he should love learning Torah. Torah is something Hashem is waiting for 6,000 years for you to open your Gemara. Hashem waiting 6,000 years for you to open Chumash, to open Mishnah, to make a bracha, to learn Aleph Bet, to be happy keeping mitzvot. Keep Torah happy, joy, happiness, singing always, singing Torah, learning Torah with song. This is what Hashem wants. Hashem wants happy Torah keeping Jew. No stress, fear, I'm not going to do this now. I'm going to go to Gehenna, I'm going to go do this, that, my family, my wife, my kids, my parents. No. Keep Torah with love. Keep Torah with happiness. Keep Torah with joy. Love Hashem. Love Torah. Love mitzvot. That's the real way to do. After Avtalion came Hillel and Shammai. Hillel and Shammai came. We spoke about Avtalion and Shemaiah. Shemaiah and Avtalion, they used to be great-grandchildren of evil king Sancheriv. He was Goy. So they converted. They converted and they became Gerim. They became converts. So what happened is there was a woman, and they said to her, if you convert, you're allowed to bring sacrifice. But other rabbis did not give permission to bring sacrifice for the Gerim. So they said, no, if you convert, you're allowed to bring sacrifice. So rabbis spoke about Shammai and Avtalion, that they brought sacrifices, that they led people who are converts to bring sacrifice. So one of the rabbis said, they led Goyim to bring sacrifice because this Goyim like them. He means to say he was a Goy and they were Goyim. So he says he lets people to do because they're like him. Rabbis in Gemar Brachot, page 18, Gemar Brachot says rabbis got so upset. They took that man and they said, you speak bad about Shammai and Avtalion? Excommunication to you. They threw him out of the rabbi's court. And not only that, that man died with excommunication. When they were carrying his coffin, they put rock on top of the coffin, saying, this man is excommunicated, as if we threw rocks on him. It was so bad. Why? Because Shammai and Avtalion were big people. They were converts, but they were big Talmidei Chachamim. They were Tanaim. Therefore, Torah teaches us not to talk about anybody. Even Goy, who becomes a Jew, you must respect him. Double respect. So now, student of Shammai and Avtalion, please somebody close my door. Students of Shammai and Avtalion, they were Hillel and Shammai. They were Rabbi Hillel and Rabbi Shammai. Hillel Hazaken, Shammai Hazaken. This shiur, of course, should be the first Malchut Chol Amo Yisrael and Leilu Nishmat, my great grandfather Mishael ben Zochel Banu, Hamavdil ben Chaim lechaim, and the first Lema to Miriam bat Suri, וגם כל חולי עמו ישראל, וכן ירצון ונאמר, Amen.
Amen.
So Hillel v'Shammai, I thought everybody's sleeping. Thank you. Please somebody answer. Hillel v'Shammai kiblu mehem. Hillel and Shammai accepted from Shammai Avtalion. Hillel Omer. Hillel used to say, Heve mitalmidav shel Aharon. Be from the students of Aharon. What does that mean? If you today lived alone, always tough, tough face, never hello to people, never socializing, change coronavirus, change, you also change. That's all. Throw it away out of the door. So now, from today on, that's right. Whoever wrote that, thank you. Mr. Arthur Pinchasov. Make peace, run after shalom. Thank you. Hillel used to say, be from among students of Aaron, or have shalom. Love peace. Don't try to make janganozi between friends, between husband and wife. Don't do that. If you don't know how to make peaceful words, mitzvah for you to be quiet. Ohev shalom, make peace. Rodev shalom, run after peace. Ohevet abriot, love people, not show off. Really love people, even though you get penny from this, you don't get penny from this, you lose penny from this. Love people. No matter what, love people. Umikarvan le Torah, bring them close to Torah. Bring them close. Even though you give some money from your pocket, you give some energy, you give some night sleeping away, you give some, I don't know, whatever, time, whatever you do, love people. Bring them close to Torah. Only that way you'll get successful and you'll succeed and you'll be matzliach. Close my door, Hodi. Lock it also. And continue. Hillel used to say more. Hu haya omer. But this stuff does not apply to us, but still it's mitzvah to learn. Negad shema avad shmeh. The one who runs always to put his name up, name, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose his name. Title. He's going to lose his title.
Rabbi?
What
do you say when you light a candle for Rav Shimon Bar Yochai?
Who is that? Nissim, you?
That's me.
Where are you? See your face?
Right here. My face is right here. You guys see me?
You say Sha'asan Nissim.
How are you?
You say Sha'asan Nissim la'avotenu b'ayamim. I'm joking. You say lezichut, bizchut, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, zichuto yagen aleinu.
Well,
okay.
That's a little bit too long. Is there a shorter one?
Yes. Le Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, zichuto yagen aleinu.
For what?
Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai.
Zechuto yagen aleinu? All right, I got you. Thank you.
My friend, you gabay of our shoe. You're acting like Chinese. Don't embarrass me. Say.
Zechuto yagen aleinu, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai.
Opposite. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, zechuto yagen aleinu.
Ching chong.
That's right. Hey, don't burn your computer. Zechuto yagen aleinu. Amen. To all of us. Amen. Sha'arei Eliyahu, huh?
You guys should all light a candle, yo. It's a big thing.
He's zechut on all Sha'arei Eliyahu congregation. Amen.
Amen.
Guys,
I want to stop for a second.
Again. Alrighty, guys, enjoy. I'm not going to bother you. I'm going to mute it how it was.
No, stay here. I want to tell you something. Shh. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in Gemara says, I alone could exempt the whole world from judgment. So question comes in and says, how can Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai alone exempt the whole world from judgment? The answer is, any situation person does, you could find him not guilty. Let's say somebody's making shopping on Shabbat in 108th Street. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai would be here, he would say, hey, how do you know he paid now? How do you know he carried now? Maybe he's doing shopping for somebody's sick. Or he would say, this guy was lost among Goyim when he was a kid. Today he's in America, but 50 years ago he was in Russia. He was never able to learn. And always judge him favorably Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai would save everybody from judgment. So therefore, today's day is very strong day to pray for somebody who's sick, to pray for other people, to pray for somebody who wants to get married, to pray for somebody who wants to have Be'ezrat Hashem children. Hashem should give children and everybody the first lemaslachato, parnasato, v'chen yiratzon v'nomar. Amen. Now let's go for it.
Rabbi, who wrote the
And
Pirkei
he will-
Avot?
I don't know. Some say Rabbi Yehuda Anasi.
But not Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, right?
Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was direct student of Rabbi Akiva, and he lived close to 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago. Okay.
Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, who wrote down the Mishnah, this Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, he lived around 1,700 years ago. So there's a gap of 200 years between them. So it cannot.
I got you. Okay.
Okay, it doesn't mean you should go to sleep. Continue learning with us.
No, I'm here. I'm with you.
Oh, good. Let's go, guys. Udlam Mosif Yasef. If you don't continue adding Torah learning, you will forget. You know, our Chachamim say, why when you bring a sacrifice on the Mizbeach, on the altar, there's a ramp? Why there's no steps? Let it be steps. Why there's a ramp? Because Hashem says if there's a steps, our Jewish soul is like a ball. If there is a step, you put ball on the step and it stays like this for life. But when there is a ramp, you put a ball, it goes down if it doesn't go up. Same thing. If you continue learning Torah, you go up. As soon as you stop, you're going down. So therefore, Torah learning should never be stopped. Udla yalev ketala chayav. Look, usually Hillel is very soft language speaking, and he says, if person doesn't learn Torah, he has to be considered like dead. What does that mean? How can Hillel Zaken speak like this? Cannot be, right? So he says like this. If person doesn't learn Torah, it's similar to somebody who's being like dead. Why? Because when there's no Torah in person's life, there's no sign that he's alive. The only thing that keeps us alive is Torah learning, and only. Nothing else can keep us alive. But if person uses Torah for his benefit, he will get punished for that. How? For example, 100 patients waiting for the coronavirus test. And 101st comes and says, excuse me, I'm Rabbi, everybody go away, I want to get my test first. Can you do that? Never. Why not? Because everybody's waiting online, you have to wait online. And that, if person doesn't keep, that is called Chilul Hashem. So therefore, person has to be very careful not to create any Chilul Hashem. You want to go to further, or you want to go to story of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? Huh? One more Pirkei Avot. One more. It says like this: Who I Omer? Hillel used to say, "Im en ani li mi li." If I don't care about my olam haba, who will? No other person can help you to have your olam haba. So if I don't care about my olam haba, who will? Ukshani la'atzmi mani. But if I'm only for myself, what am I? Ve'im lo achshav ematai. But if not today, not now, so when? So what does that mean? It means not only I have to care about my olam haba, and not only I have to care about other people's olam haba, and I cannot leave nothing for tomorrow. It has to be done today. When I do today, that is when I'm successful. But as soon as I start living for tomorrow, this is where it becomes gone. Now I want to share a story with you about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. There's a big machloket if it was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's parents or Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was the one who advised. What happened is there was a couple. They got married. For 10 years, they didn't have children. They didn't have children for 10 years. They came to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or that was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's parents. So they came to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, guys, do you like each other? They said, yes, but we want to have kids. So therefore, we're forced to get divorced in order to have kids. So he said, you listen, you don't have to divorce, but if you want, you could. They said, no, we already made decision. We will get divorced. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, fine. You want to get divorced? I understand. Make party the way you made party for the wedding. I want you to do the same party for divorce. So they made party. They invite people. Nobody knows why people came, but only husband and wife knows that tomorrow is the day of get. So husband said to his wife, he was drunk. He said, Esther, wherever you see him, the most expensive jewelry in our house, take it to your father's house. I give you as a present. He said it. She said, okay. 20 minutes later, he fell down on the couch and fell asleep. She begged 4 men to pick him up with a blanket and take him to the father-in-law's house. In the morning, he wakes up. He sees he's in his father-in-law's house. He says, Esther, why am I here? He said, what do you mean? You made deal with me. You told me, whatever is expensive jewel, take from our house to your father's house. So I did. You my expensive jewel. He says, oh, really? Now we start crying. They both came to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And they said, Rabbi, I wanted to get divorced with her. And she told me this. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai started crying with them. So he said, you know what? Since you guys love each other, I want to give you bracha. He started praying for them. Within a year, they had baby boy. According to some opinions, that was born Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And according to other opinions, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who prayed for them to have baby boy. And they had baby boy. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he was from the second part of the group of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students. They all passed away. Unlike Bomer, nobody passed away. Keep that day like Bomer. Then Rabbi Akiva got second group of students, and there were 5 students. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yossi, 5 students. He taught them Torah. Because of them, we have Chumash, we have Gemara, we have Mishnayot, we have all this because of these 5 students. So what happens now, they commanded that Rabbi Akiva should be put to death. Romans. And when they put Rabbi Akiva in jail, in prison, as they were taking him to kill, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai came to him and he said in Hebrew, Rabbi, teach me Torah. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, Rabbi, teach me Torah. If you're not going to teach me Torah, I'm going to tell my daddy. I'm going to tell my father. So Rabbi Akiva said, 1 second. He looked at the psukim. He said, oh, his father's name is Yochai, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. If you look at the pasuk, Ki lo tishkach mipi zar'o, that the Torah will not be forgotten because of the mouth of his children, the last letter comes out, Yochai, Ki, Yud, Lo, Aleph, Tishkach, forgotten Chet, Mipi, Yud, Zar'o, Vav, Yochai. So he said, because of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the Torah is not going to be forgotten in the world. So Rabbi Akiva, 10, 15 minutes, taught him the whole secret of Zohar and Kabbalah. But still, it was big flow of water on the small. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, after a few years, was sitting in a Beit Midrash and learning Torah. Four rabbis were sitting. Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. That is brought in Gemara. Guys, mute yourselves. Thank you. That is brought in Gemara Shabbat 33. So Rabbi Yehuda said, "Whoa, these Romans are so good. They're making bridges. They're making bathhouses. They're making marketplaces. They are so good." And somebody, Moshe iPhone, please do me a favor. Please mute yourselves. Thank you. So what happens now? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was sitting by the table, and he remembers how Romans took skin away from his Rebbe, and they chopped up Rabbi Akiva, and they sold him in the marketplace. He says, "What? Romans? They're doing bathhouses, marketplace for Jewish people. They're doing nothing for us. They're doing everything for their own benefit." So then Rabbi Yossi was quiet. Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim said, "What are you saying? Explain to me what you're saying." He said, "Look at this. They're doing marketplaces, so you come with your daughter. Tomorrow they come and steal your daughter from you. This is why they're doing it. They're doing bridges. So for you, as a Jew, cross the bridge, you have to pay double toll. They're doing bathhouses. What do you think? For you to take shower? No, for you to come and shower them." She says, "Oh, really?" Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai gave out secret of Romans ideas to people. So Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim, he had son who was learning in school. So Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim came home, said it at home. His son heard it, said to the friends to friends, and it went to the governor. Government heard it and said, "Who gave you this information?" They said, "Who? 4 rabbis. Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon." He said, "Aha, what did Rabbi Shimon say?" Rabbi Shimon said so and so. They took Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim, and they asked all the information. And he said it because he was scared. They'd kill him. So he said, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai spoke about all your secrets. They said, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai spoke, get him now and execute him, kill him. Then what happened? Rabbi Yossi said, quiet, exile. Throw him out of Israel. Let him live in Babylonia somewhere there, not here. And then they said, Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim snitched. Oh, we respect snitches. You're going to be the chief rabbi of the town. So Rabbi Yehuda ben Gerim became chief rabbi of the town. Rabbi Yossi, exile. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai under investigation. They have to kill him. Few days he was hiding in the Beit Midrash with his son Rabbi Elazar, and then they disappeared from Beit Midrash. Even wife did not know where they are. They found a cave. I sent the picture of that cave, video of that cave, like 30 minutes ago in the group. Check it out. It's not far away from the place where Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is buried himself. So what happened is, they came to the cave. As they looked outside, they saw in their eyes how the river water was going one direction, and suddenly came out new spring of the water and went past by the cave. And then what happened? The tree of carobs grew up right in front of them. They saw these open miracles. They were sitting and learning Torah there. They went inside the cave. They made holes. They made 2 holes. And they would take off their garment every day, go inside the hole, cover their body with the sand, and learn Torah like this. Because they didn't have enough garments. They had only 1 pair of garments for each other, and they used it every single day. Every day they would put it opposite way, and on Shabbat they would put it proper way. This was the Kavod Shabbat. Okay? So then what happened? They would sit and learn Torah there 12 years. We would come teach them Torah. After 12 years, they came out. They came out, They came out, they saw people working day and night. They say, hey, who needs this? Close everything. Go sit and learn in yeshiva. Some people said, what, are you crazy? I have family to take care of. I'm not fanatic to you to sit and all day learn Torah. They say, what? You talk about Torah fanatic? Look at this. They're 12 years sitting there, only Torah learning, nothing else looking. Their eyes have strong kedusha. They look at people, they start burning people left and right, left and right. Thousands of people burned. Hashem said, oh, like this Torah that killing people, not important for me. Go back. So they came back to learn different Torah. So how long? Hashem said, now you have to put avelut for the wrong Torah that you learned. Avelut is how many months? 12 months. They went back to learn 12 more months how to have Torah with a kind, respectful, loving manner. They came back in. After 12 months, exactly, Eliyahu Navi came, said, come, Chazak Baruch, the king that signed to get you killed, he was killed yesterday. Today is his Levaya. Tomorrow your decree is off. That's all, come outside. That's all. There was no more decrees. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai came out. Now he came out, his body and his son's body full of holes. You make like book on his skin, blood will gush. Why? The whole skin, sand ate up. You know, sand usually eats up. But here, they were 13 years in the sand learning Torah, sand ate up the skin. The skin is like sick. The whole body is sick, weak. So they came, their father-in-law, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's father-in-law, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. We have like this name in our shul. Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair came and he said, Rabbi Shimon, there is a water in Tveria, hot boiling water. That hot water of Tveria is very healthy for the skin. Come, I'll take you to the shower there. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai came. He went inside the water. He felt redeemed. Can you imagine? 13 years, body did not enjoy. The skin did not rest. The skin was getting worse and worse, worse and worse. Here, he's sitting inside the water. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai came out from the water with his son, Rabbi Elazar. He said, I must do something good for the city. So he came out from the water and he said to people, guys, we want to do some chesed for you. What should we do for your city? They said, what do you want to do to us? We'll tell you what to do. Go and clean the field for us. Because there's certain big field, miles and miles field, there is somebody's body was buried there. And there's like 5-10 bodies they used for a short time in the cemetery. We want to take out the bodies. Can you tell us where is the bodies? Guys, you're not going to find nothing there. He said, come. So why? As long as there's bodies there, no coin can come in. So what happened? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai went inside. He said, okay, dig over here. There's a body here. Dig over here, dig over here. After 20 minutes, he showed all the graves. He said, there's no more graves here. There was one goy. He said, you know what? I'm going to make this rabbi like a foolish guy. How? He went to the cemetery, opened one grave, took one Jewish body, brought back to this field, and covered it up. In the morning, he said, guys, your rabbi doesn't know nothing. He's fake. Why? It's Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He says, he missed one body. They said, cannot be. Cannot be. They said, yes, over here, one body is there buried. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai saw that this guy did this trick. He said, you know what? He said, because this guy did this trick, who is inside has to be out, and who is out has to be inside. So what happened is that dead body became life, and he came out, started living again, and this guy died and he was in the grave. This who he was, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And they covered up, they made a sign that Kohen should not walk there, and the rest, Kohen is allowed to walk because there was no bodies there. Lamaise, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, when he passed away, he was old. Some say he was 120, some say a little bit less. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, when he passed away, his son Rabbi Elazar, his student Rabbi Abba, who was there, and Rabbi Abba saw how coffin picked itself up and carried itself to where he is buried now. Where he is buried now. So nobody was carrying his coffin. Coffin was walking in the street by itself for miles until it came to the resting place. But the question is, when did Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai pass away? According to some opinions today. So 1 second, why when Moshe Rabbeinu passes away we cry? Why Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai passed away we happy? A, because this day known that nobody died from Rabbi Akiva's students this day. B, when Tzaddik passes away, all his Torah gets spread in the Torah, in the world. So when Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai passed away, whole Zohar and Kabbalah was spread in the world. And number 3, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai died with his own death. Not the Roman government killed him, but he died with his own death. Therefore, we are happy. Thank you for your time that you spent with us learning Torah today. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should always share happy occasions. We should always be happy. And Be'ezrat Hashem, when the time will be permitting, we will fix all the parties that we could have and we didn't have. And Hashem will bring everything back. Be'ezrat Hashem, soon will open up as well. And the minyanim will be put normally in the place. V'cheni ratzon v'nomar. Amen. Thank you for your time.
Rabbi, when can we shave?
When can we